Do you have a paranormal story you want to share on Night Dreams Talk Radio? You could be a guest. Email us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.
Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show.
And remember, without you guys, we wouldn't be where we're at today. I want to thank you so much because you have made, well, Night Dreams Talk Radio kind of, well, from nobody to somebody. And our show just keeps on growing, and a lot of it has to do with you guys. You know, you go out and you stop at a restaurant and you say, hey, have you heard this talk show? I hear this all the time, and I want to thank you guys for doing that. James, what are you drinking? Are you drinking anything back there in where you're at?
It's called Mountain Dew.
You got to stay away from that stuff. You know, you're going to glow in the dark if you drink that.
I know, but I don't drink as much as I used to. I've had some grapefruit juice, too, so that's, I don't know, not too, and water, all three.
I drink tea. I finally got to the point where I'm drinking tea now without any sugar, and I like the taste of it. I mean, now, again, drinking soda tastes icky. Tea tastes great. I just sit there with my hot water dispersing machine here, and I just make myself a cup of tea, like about 20 of them during the 3 hours. That means probably 30 on a 4-hour show.
I knew a friend who drank tea a lot, and he got kidney stones. Doctor said that's what caused it, was long time drinking tea. But I don't know if it's true or not, but...
Well, then if you drink soda, you end up with, if you got diabetes, you'll end up with this, you'll end up with that. What can you eat or not eat? Stuff they've told us for years it's healthy, right? It turns out it's not healthy. You know what you need to eat? Just eat chili, eat baked beans and hot dogs, and you'll live to 109. And don't have sex.
And smoke a pack of cigarettes a day and half a fifth of whiskey, and you're good.
Yeah,
right.
Yes, and that's just for women.
Well, there's a different course for men.
Yeah, 3 times as much. 3 packs of cigarettes a day, 2 fifths of whiskey or White Lightning or something. I don't know.
Well, at least I will say that I'm glad that you're drinking tea instead of what you used to drink, because that stuff we used to use in the garage to clean the grease off the benches.
Yeah, but the stuff you drink, it has formaldehyde in it. So, I mean, what is worse? All you're trying to do is preserve your body because you're too cheap. When you die, you can have a little thing in your will. Don't embalm me. I've already been embalmed.
Well, you got to admit, I'm going to be 75. I look pretty good for 75, though.
Well, somebody asked me, they said, gee, Gary, you look a lot younger than that James Christbaum.
You see, there you go. You are a lot younger.
And I said, well, didn't you know James Christbaum? He's my stepbrother, and he's actually 10 years older than me.
That's right. You got to educate these people out there, dang it. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, actually, you know, Sam is like the same age as me.
Oh, you wish. Up there.
No, you wish. I mean, I'm
no, I'm the youngest one in the bunch.
You know, all you have to do is eat the wrong type of foods when you're young, and you get preserved.
Well,
now you tell me. Dang it.
All the preservatives in the food right now, actually, I read a report one time and said that with all the preservatives people have been eating in their foods, that it actually takes you a lot longer to rot after you die.
Well, isn't that nice to know?
Yeah, I'm going to make a note of that. That's crazy.
Well, somebody in my family just recently died, and they went to, again, they go to the place, the undertaker, right? And they're showing them like the $500 coffins, which are made out of basically particle board, with veneer or something on it, fake veneer, all the way up to. But what they do is say, well, after they show you that, right? They not impressive. Okay, they don't say this is the one you should buy. It's only $595. They take you up to the $1,000 one, and then from there they take you to the $1,500 one, and they say, well, this one actually has brass hinges on it. And then when you get up to the $5,000 one, oh, this is stainless steel. It's guaranteed to be airtight for 20 years. Now, if you want come on. Why does it have to be airtight for 20 years? What is the difference between, a cardboard box and then dumping $5,000 or $10,000 or $7,000 or whatever for a casket? It's ludicrous. But you know what? They play on your emotions because your loved one, they make you feel like you're cheap. If you sit there, why don't you give them the particle board one?
You're absolutely correct. They work on your vulnerability, and they make money off of it. Because here's the thing. We're just souls in a meat suit passing through this lifetime. Once you're in the ground, it doesn't matter. It's gone with. You don't need a stainless steel casket to preserve you inside there, because who's going to come and visit you anyway and look at, you got a nice casket and nice hinges. I love that brass. I mean, it's just bizarre.
Oh, is somebody going to dig you up 20 years later because it has a 20-year warranty and make sure it was still airtight and you're not filled with water in the... Yeah, that's the stuff they talk about. I mean, I can't believe people buy it. The same way with the tombstone. Oh, you just want to buy that one for $750? I sure wouldn't do that to a loved one, but this one here for $1,900, it's going to last for 300-400 years. Hey,
how do you know that the more expensive coffin that you get, that once you're buried and they supposedly are supposed to throw the dirt down there, they pull it back up or take the body back out, reuse the coffin, and just fill the hole full of dirt?
Well, hopefully they're legit.
I mean, huh?
Hopefully they're a legit business. Now, just because I work for a contractor who built, business parks and homes, after the inspection would come through and they would inspect the work they had done, he would tell the other people to knock out every other 2x4. Not everybody is dishonest, Sam.
Oh, I know that, but I'm sure that the odds say that one out of every 500 funeral homes might have done something like that. Who knows? I mean, I question everything. That's why I take the cremation route. I think at one time, family historically has always opted for burial with a coffin, but it's too expensive. Most families can't afford that. I think that's one of the reasons why they're just moving toward the cremation route.
Let's be honest, okay? Your body is dead. Your computer dies, right? It's dead. Or your TV dies, it's dead. Your pet dog dies, it's dead. Does it make any difference what you bury the person in? Yes, you love them, but they're gone. What you have is their memory. Why? What is it? In this state, you can be made into peat moss. God, why not even be made in peat moss? And that way, my family members can have real nice, juicy tomatoes.
Or, like I said before, your ashes can be mixed up with different colors of paint and be painted on a portrait of you, so you could literally say that was my such and such, because the painting's actually made with the ashes of the body.
Well, how about you can be turned into a diamond or a ruby with your ashes?
Well, something, yeah.
Yeah, I just feel, why should my family, if I die, get stuck with a $5,000-$10,000 burial bill, when they can just go spend $495 to cremate me and put me in a coffee can and say, here it is.
Right, and when my loved one passed away, I think I'm just trying. I'll actually give. I think I spent about $2,200, but that did not include the burial fee on the plot. The plot's what's cost you money if you don't have that already, and a tombstone if you don't have that already set up.
Yeah, like I said, MJB coffee can works good for me.
Oh, yeah. As long as it doesn't have any of those recycled monkey things in it.
Oh, yeah. So, tonight we had a great guest, Earl Grey, on. And, he said a lot of things that hit home. A lot of people see this bright light and no sound and all that stuff. And that just reminded me of my encounter. And, a lot of things he said really hit home.
They do. I still think...
Yeah. Go, James. Go, James.
I was just going to say, I still think you may have been had an abduction. You and your wife at the time, Gary. It just, I mean, all the signs fit the patterns of the other guests that we've had on, and kind of makes me think. I don't know. What do you think, Gary?
Honestly, I honestly do feel I was abducted, because I'll tell you something. I have had nightmares, and I didn't say that before, because I don't really like talking about it. I knew something happened. Okay, not that night, but down the road, maybe a couple months, I started having weird, dreams that I would not normally have. But I do feel that I was abducted, because I have something in me that's setting off the alarms. I know I had nothing ever put into me I know what surgery I ever had, and nothing ever up there where that is at. And having to go the embarrassment of setting off every freaking metal detector in the world, that's embarrassing. And I just feel, because I've talked to so many people on my show, talked to people, and listened to, previous shows like from Art Bell and all these other coast to coast, and people that claim they were abducted implants. They all kind of have the same story. And so, I kind of have the funny feeling something happened to me that night. God, I don't know why they didn't just take my first wife and just kept her. It would have been so much easier on me emotionally. I'll tell you that much.
Well, when he got to talking about, and Earl was talking about the tagging part and how we do that with animals just to observe them, it kind of struck home and says, oh man, because it's like, it's the same procedure. You don't do it while they're awake. You put them out, and they seem to have the ability to make you forget the whole time that they do it. So as far as you're concerned, you were never tagged or you were never implanted. And they're just using this to observe you this whole time. And maybe it sends a signal back to the ship on a continuous basis. And maybe in talking like the removal of its implants, like with Timothy and all that signal stopped. And so they said, something's wrong here. We're going to have to, do a recall, go find them again, put it back in. And I think that's the case. I think once you're implanted, they try to put it back in. I think it's true with anybody gets implants.
I think too. I think what they're trying to do. Now, this is because I'm a talk show host, so don't believe anything I say. Trust me, the government says don't believe anything the news media says. It's all crock of lies. But I seriously look at, what better way to find out about a civilization and how they function and why they function? And then you can make that determination if that's a civilization should exist or not. Think about that. Maybe we've been rebooted 3 or 4 times, like I've said before. And maybe when we go to a certain level, they think, oh, no, you're going down the wrong road. We got to reboot and try again.
Maybe we're going through an evaluation period right now to determine whether or not we're fit to continue.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, how about
daunting
this?
thought.